Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to look at the virtual joystick that Godot has added. I want to go through all the signals that it can emit as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm simply going to add it to a canvas layer. I've set this canvas layer to be at the back. So what you're going to see when you open it is you can just search joystick and it's going to be virtual joystick. And we want to open this and we can put it wherever. Now the first thing I need to do is add a movement script to the character body 2D. And I'm just going to use the default and I'm going to change a few things. So we don't need it to jump. We're just going to have a character that like a top down, and to make this work we're almost removing everything. We're going to just set the velocity equal to direction, and then we're going to multiply it by the speed, and after speed we want delta as well. I'm getting an error. Oh, okay, and that's because over here we need to go get vector, and we're going to add just the UI top and UI down, and we can now test this just to see it. Okay, it's not working. I've got a lot of errors here. Okay, UI top does not exist. Okay, it's moving, it's just very slow. So let's increase speed to 9,000, and here we can see some movement. Now my thing is just working right out of the box. So if yours isn't working, you're going to go to project settings, and in project settings you're going to look for input devices, and in input devices you're going to go to pointing. Now you need to make sure that you have emulated touch from mouse. It has to be enabled. If that's enabled, you should be able to go here and it will move. Now if you want to add custom actions, you can go to your project settings and then your input map, and here you can add the input you want to add. So Godot has a bunch of built-in ones, and I'm not going to change any of this. And here you can see that the joystick is attached to those, and over here what you do is you'd simply select the one you need. Now I want to look at different signals, and for this I'm going to attach a script, and I've actually made a script already that has a bunch of signals, and this is simply just going to print when the signals are pressed. But first we need to connect our signals, so I'm going to quickly do that. Now when I first looked at this I was a bit confused between tapped and pressed, and I'll show you why just now. Because if I just tap there, we see that here in the bottom we have pressed, released, and tapped. Now as far as I know, pressed is right when you click. Tapped does not show up at all if you've moved around, held it for a bit. But if it's quick, then the tapped shows up. Now you would have seen the flicked down here. That I think is quite interesting for a game where you may be flicking a ball or you're trying to make something move in a certain direction with a flick. And I'm just going to show you a simple example for that, and I'm going to take our character body 2D and we're going to set the velocity to, okay, not plus equals, so just equals, and then we're going to go input vector. Now so I'll make a constant, and this will just be speed, and let's just set it to 300. We'll see how that goes, and we'll multiply this by the speed. Now there isn't, in this case I don't have delta, so this wouldn't be exactly how you do it. You'd probably connect this to the process field or method, but this should let us see the basics. And what we're seeing here is, okay, there's not much happening, so let's remove, we'll just comment out this and we'll see if anything happens. Okay, now we can see some changes here, and you'll see it continues to slide. So I'm actually just going to zero it after this. So, and I think what this is actually going to do is going to stop it like almost right after. Yeah, it's not going to move. So let's go await battery. Okay, so now we're just going to wait for a second before it stops. Okay, and now for me, you'll see it goes in the direction that you drag it. So if I drag it up here, it's going to fly up in that direction. I want it to more be flicked. So to do that, I'm going to change my speed to a negative speed, and now we'll see it flicks in the direction the joystick flicks. Now just for some more things on the joystick, there are a lot of customization. These are quite self-explanatory. There's a few modes. Now I'm not going to go into the different modes because I'm a bit new to it, but the basic UI and how things look, I want to go into that a bit. So the size, there's obviously the outer size and then the tip size. Then you have a dead zone. The dead zone is very important for seeing the cancelled field, and we haven't looked at that yet. So if I pull outside of here and I go back in, you'll see that we emit cancelled. So in a game where we maybe flick and we cancel, it's not going to flick, which might be helpful for your users to have a better experience. Then you have your dead zone ratio. Oh, sorry, not the dead zone, the clamp zone. And this is where the outside technically would be. So let's say I make this quite small. We'll see that this thing can't move all the way out to where it used to be able to. I'm just going to keep that as normal though. And then the initial offset, this is based on like where it sits, and it's quite strange because it's moving where the center is, but I just suggest that you keep those as normal because it's not going to change anything meaningful, the visibility. And this means that you're not going to see it unless you happen to touch on it, and you have to touch in that zone. So it is quite annoying. I think it's not been made perfect. It's probably going to be better if you use an actual mobile device for this. And yeah, that is basically the joystick. If there's anything else you're wondering about, or you want to learn how the theme overrides work, let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe and give it a like. And yeah, see you in the next video.